struggling, holding onto ice chunk. But water around him was changing. A tentacle of blue fluid shot out from shelf, arched over gap like a bridge, struck water next to Vance. Didn't mix, solidified instantly, forming ice spear that pierced his life vest. Vance screamed as he was lifted out, tentacle retracted, pulling him back to shelf, back to Elias. "No!" I yelled, trying to stand. Legs wouldn't work. Watched as Commander Vance was dragged up wave face. Elias reached out, took his hand, looked like a greeting. Vance's struggles stopped. Violet light washed over him. He turned to look at ship one last time. Expression wasn't fear anymore. It was peace. Then wave crested and crashed down, swallowing them both. Ice shelf smoothed over, edge pristine again. "Get us out of here," Burton Island captain shouted. "Full reverse! Get us out!" Ship shuddered as engines roared. We backed away from shelf, breaking through thin ice, putting distance between us and nightmare. I lay on deck, staring back at white continent. Fog rolled in again, covering wall, hiding city, hiding dead. But I could still hear it. Over engines, over wind. Thump thump. Thump thump. Wasn't just in ice anymore. It was in my head. Don't remember when I stopped hearing the heartbeat. Maybe when Burton Island finally broke free of pack ice, engines screaming like wounded animals. Or maybe hours later, when I woke in sickbay, wrapped in wool blankets that felt like sandpaper, shivering so hard the cot rattled. What I remember is the silence. Not quiet of a room, but profound, empty silence of a world that had been screaming at me for days. Vibration in deck plates was mechanical now. Pistons, shafts, the organic resonance, that deep thump-thump that rattled bones, was gone. But silence has a way of being louder than noise. Retreat from Weddell Sector was brutal. We lost another destroyer on way out, the USS Henderson. Official report says, catastrophic boiler explosion due to ice intake. But I saw photos taken by rear gunner on Philippine Sea. Water around her stern wasn't boiling from explosion. It was solidifying. Massive translucent limb of ice rose from depths, wrapped around fantail, dragged her down. No distress call, just gone. We limped north, broken fleet running from a continent that had woken up. Weather followed us 2 days, relentless, unnatural blizzard-coating ships in gray ice. Men on deck watch reported seeing shapes in squall, flying alongside. Not planes, not birds. Angular, crystalline shapes gliding on wings of frozen mist. Didn't attack, just watched. Escorting us to border. Then we crossed the 60th parallel. Instantaneous. 1 minute, gale force winds and blinding snow. Next, clouds broke. Sun came out, weak but real. Ocean calmed. Temperature rose 20 degrees in an hour. Like stepping out of a walk-in freezer and closing door. That line on map wasn't just a coordinate. It was a boundary. Territorial marker. Whatever lived behind the ice wall had a range. Bound to cold. Couldn't follow us into temperate ocean. Salt water, heat. Poison to them. We made port in Chile 2 weeks later. First thing? Quarantine. Entire task force locked down. MPs with armbands I didn't recognize boarded ships. Confiscated everything. Logbooks, cameras, letters, personal diaries. Went through Burton Island with Geiger counters and chemical sniffers. I was debriefed in windowless room by a man in gray suit who smoked cigarettes smelling like burning plastic. He didn't ask what I saw. He told me what I saw. "You encountered unexpected cyclonic activity," he said, sliding typed statement across metal table. Severe weather caused hallucinations from hypothermia and sensory deprivation. Casualties were accidents from structural icing and equipment failure. Commander Vance died a hero, securing a loose crane in the storm. I looked at paper, then at him. He didn't die on deck, I said, voice raspy. He died in water. He was taken. I saw him. He was peaceful. The man didn't blink. Hypothermia causes warmth sensation in final stages, Sergeant. Paradoxical undressing. Victims look peaceful. Sign the paper. I signed it. What choice did I have? 24 years old. Exhausted. Terrified. Just wanted to go home. See grass. Feel heat that didn't come from dying engine or burning weasel. They discharged me 3 months later. Medical discharge. Combat fatigue. Nice way of saying broken. Spent year in VA hospital in Kansas, staring at cornfields, trying to convince myself the world was solid. That ground beneath feet wasn't thin skin over hollow, breathing organism. Dr. Aris didn't make it back. They said pneumonia on voyage home. But I know better. Week before we docked, I saw 2 MPs carrying a body bag from brig on Philippine Sea. It was small. Too small. Looked like bundle of dried sticks. Aris kept samples, didn't he? Maybe one too many. Maybe ice didn't need whole ocean to grow. Maybe just needed a host. Petty Officer Miller survived, technically. Spent rest of his life in sanitarium in upstate New York. I visited him once, in '54. He sat by window, staring at glass of water. Wouldn't drink it, wouldn't touch it. Just watched condensation run down side. It's waiting, he whispered, not looking up. It's patient. Water has memory, Sergeant. Remembers where it came from. Remembers the city. I never went back. But the world changed after 1947. You could see it if you knew where to look. Antarctic Treaty, signed in 1959. 12 nations, including US and Soviet Union, ready to nuke each other over Berlin, suddenly agreed to demilitarize the continent. No bases, no weapons testing, no mining. They called it peace. Sanctuary for science. Bullshit. You don't demilitarize a continent because you love penguins. You do it because you're scared. Because you found something that scared hell out of both sides of Iron Curtain. You do it to keep people away. Keep noise down. Keep heat out. Because that's the key, isn't it? Heat. Dr. Aris was right. The anomaly. It feeds on thermal energy. It's a heat sink. More energy we brought. Ships, planes, bombs. The stronger it got. We woke it up. Knocked on door with high explosive. And it answered. I think about Elias a lot. What he said before he went silent. It's beautiful. Looks like night sky but stars blinking. I wonder if he's still down there. If Vance is with him. Are they dead? Or something else? Part of garden. Gardeners in City of Glass, tending spores, waiting for next harvest. Sometimes, late at night, house quiet, wind howling, I take out the one thing I managed to keep. MPs missed it, tucked inside boot lining. It's a page from Dr. Aris's notebook. Must have torn it out, given it when we loaded weasels, though I don't remember. Handwriting is frantic, scrawled in pencil that dug deep. It's a sketch. Diagram of ice shelf. Cross section. At top, ice we walked on. Below, water. Below water, connecting seafloor to ice, are roots. Massive tangled roots going down into crust. At bottom of page, 3 words. It isn't indigenous. Think about that. It isn't indigenous. Didn't evolve here. Crashed here. or was planted. Antarctica isn't a continent, it's a containment unit. Cryo chamber the size of a landmass, designed to keep something dormant. Ice isn't enemy, ice is cage. And we tried to melt the bars. I look at news today, reports about ice shelves collapsing.